Good morning, your girl Penny here to talk to you about a PlayStation 3 exclusive game coming out this month that I'm super excited for. In fact, I was so interested in this game that I bought the PS3 for it. Before that, I was using the Xbox for years while occasionally throwing on the PS2. I don't know why it took me so long to get the PS3. It's great. I already had a growing list of PlayStation exclusive games that I wanted to play, and this one, The Last of Us, is just a game that broke the camel's back and made me crack and buy the system. Last of Us is a horror, action, adventure, survival game in third person, which I'm thrilled about because I don't like first person games too much. There are only a small handful that I'll play for different reasons, but I'm really glad I don't have to endure it for this game. I like to see my character and where I'm going a lot smoother without awkward camera angles and movements. It's very, very annoying. There was a game for PlayStation 2 and original Xbox, I think PC also, called The Suffering that had an in-game option that allowed you to switch from first person to third person. And that was great and brilliant because you could just switch it and play however you wanted to play. I think more games should incorporate that option. It'd make me happy at least. I don't know if it'd make everybody happy, but I don't care about everybody. Please me here. Last of Us is actually a zombie game developed by Naughty Dog that brings you some actual scientific stuff into their outbreak scenario. The infection is based on a real fungus called cordyceps, which infects species of insects by growing in their brains and taking over their bodies. Last of Us uses the idea that it could totally jump species and start infecting humans, which would really suck. While zombies are a factor in the game that you'll learn details about as it progresses, the real focus is on the human aspect. Because, face it, in the world today, we have to worry about crazy people hurting us, so you can imagine how dangerous it would be to encounter hungry, desperate, and frightened survivors in a post-apocalyptic world. So, that being said, in between your random run-ins with the infected, you'll be avoiding the military and fighting off people, as well as various scavengers trying to steal your provisions, your ammo, and even the young girl that you're traveling with. Check it out.
Here. This make you all nostalgic?
You know, that is actually before my time. That is a winner, though.
The Last of Us takes place 2 decades after the cordyceps-type fungus has already killed millions of people. Survivors at this point seem to be few, and some of the landscape is very post-apocalyptic style, much like that in Life After People, that series from History Channel, where nature is reclaiming the landscape that once belonged to her. So it's very, I don't know, I like it. It's kind of pretty. In The Last of Us, you're Joel, a survivor who runs drugs and weapons through the quarantine zone in Boston when you end up running something a little different. A 13-year-old girl named Ellie, whom you were asked by, a dying friend, to bust out of a military boarding school, and you end up traveling across America with her. Whether it's to deliver her somewhere or just journey in the name of survival and a better life, that I'm not quite sure, so I'll have to see about that when I play it. Much like the game Left 4 Dead by Valve, which had specific zombies such as hunters, boomers, and the witch, there are different types of infected in The Last of Us that you will also have to approach in different ways, just like you had in Left 4 Dead. You'll have to be aware of your environment and the sounds that you hear because that's going to give you an idea of what you'll be fighting or avoiding in some cases. For example, there are infected that have gone blind, and like a bat, they use clicking noises as a sonar to navigate where they're going. I sense that I'll be getting my ass whooped a lot, but unlike Uncharted and Tomb Raider that uses the automatic health regeneration system, like once you go hang out a little bit and chill, this game brings back the good old-fashioned applying of health packs, so you'll have to be more strategic and careful in how you play this game. Running into things guns blazing won't always be the best thing for your resources, and your main objective is to survive, not just merely pass an obstacle. Character interaction was given a lot of attention in The Last of Us, which I really dig because I like to know and care about my characters. I want to get all attached to them like I'm playing an epic movie and get all upset when they die and stuff. I feel like a lot of games and movies these days just almost go through the motions of character development and bonding, but it's also simple and linear that it's just not the same. But I know that this is going to be good because I thought Naughty Dog succeeded with that in Uncharted, which I liked, and I liked the character interaction in there, which was very natural and not stiff. Last of Us will also have a multiplayer mode, which should be very interesting, considering you'll probably end up with a lot of reckless, unstrategic people who just end up making it a lot harder for you to survive. So, actually that's pretty realistic considering the premise of the game. Since I know the majority of people watching this are comic book fans also, you will find it cool that Dark Horse Comics is currently putting out a 4-issue miniseries that is a prequel to the game that follows Ellie in this violent post-pandemic world as she deals with her situations during her stay in the military boarding school, which is where Joel ultimately busts her out of in the actual video game. And you have to remember that crap hit the fan 20 years ago, and considering Ellie is only 13, she has no knowledge of the world before the infection. It's all she's ever known and is the current state of things, and not even the whole story. So as she ventures beyond the safety of the military base's walls, sneaking out at night, there are things that she'll start to learn about the past and the present that may ultimately affect her future. I wish the comic came out a little sooner, so all 4 of the issues would have been out before the June 14th release of the Last of Us video game. I would have liked to have the whole prequel story before I dove into the game. Not that I need it, I just think it would have been cool. Last of Us American Dreams #2 recently came out on May 29th, and the 3rd issue is set to be released on June 26th. There will also be a trade of all 4 issues, but you won't see that until October of next year, so don't wait, just read it if you want to play the game. So I think it's pretty neat that they tied in a comic book to the game. I like that it's a zombie game that's not too focused on zombies. It's kind of like Walking Dead, right? Yeah, I don't watch that show. I know you're falling off your seats at that remark, but it put me to sleep. Every time I tried watching the first 3 episodes, I just wake up and realize I was snoring. It's alright. Just give me a movie. I don't have the motivation to be dedicated to any series besides Doctor Who, actually. But like I said, I'm gonna get this. I bought the PS3, so I could play it. I'm almost at the end of Infamous 2, and then The Last of Us is gonna come out, and it's mine. I'm deciding whether to pre-order it or not from certain places to see if anyone is offering any cool pre-order incentives, but likely I'll pre-order it from Amazon because qualifying purchases actually benefit Pete's Basement. Check out this little link that I put in the description section, or at least that I should have put in the description section, so you can pre-order The Last of Us and or browse around for any other goodies you've been thinking about picking up, because that would really help us out and I'd appreciate it. They have some pretty good deals pretty often on Amazon, and with Amazon Prime, forget it, you get free 2-day shipping, and that works in my book. I'm always getting stuff off of Amazon. So what other zombie games are out there that you like, and what has been the coolest infected type game that you've played to date? I'm not sure if I have a favorite, but I did enjoy playing Left 4 Dead as a time killer and just to get achievements. Dead Rising was also pretty decent. I can't say that I beat it because I'm always distracted doing everything that's not part of story mode. But Stubbs the Zombie, Rebel Without a Pulse, that game holds a special little place in my heart. I had it for original Xbox, and it doesn't work on 360, which is a bummer. It works, but it works with glitches. Maybe I should check for like an update or a patch or something. Well, in Stubbs, you are the zombie, and you are back from the dead to get your revenge on the people who killed you and are currently running the town, which is a futuristic retro 1950s town. So the soundtrack is pretty cool because it's all like 50s stuff redone. The game's fun and funny, and it used to be available for download on the Xbox Marketplace. I think they took it off. Maybe if we complain enough, they'll put it back, and I could get it without glitches. But you get at me, yo. What do you think about The Last of Us, and what other zombie games are of mention? Just leave a comment below, or scope out the Pete's Basement Facebook and post something nice on our wall, because I will definitely read it and get back to you. In the meantime, you definitely better have a great week, and definitely better game on. Peace.